the one with all of the jealousy has some of my all-time favourite Friends moments in it. This is the 12th episode of the 3rd season. It's directed by Robby Benson, and there will be spoilers from this point on as I discuss various things that I love, things that I absolutely adore. This is just a fantastic episode. Basically, every scene is wonderful, and there are some very, very iconic moments in this. So I'll go through things pretty much chronologically as I made my notes going through it. And the first thing that's worth mentioning is that we have this relationship between Monica and Julio, and this is really the first time we see Monica really investing in a relationship, even though it's very brief, after Richard. I love the whole thing with the empty vase. I found it to be entertaining for the right reasons. Obviously, it's offensive and horrible, but I like poetry, and I think it was rather clever and rather well done. And as much as I hate Julio as a character, well, I love to watch him as a character, but I hate his personality, and I just think he's played by Carlos Gómez, and the character in this episode is just really enjoyable and really entertaining to watch. And the way Monica responds to this is at the end of the episode with the quartet. I just loved it. Absolutely fantastic. The quartet is definitely one of the best things about this episode. They're so iconic. They helped make this episode iconic. When Ross sends Rachel a bunch of flowers, a whole bunch of flowers, and a love bug, this musical bug, which I love, and he sends the quartet to her office, and it's just fabulous. And of course, this is the jealousy of the title, where Ross is jealous of Rachel spending time with Mark. But what I love about this episode is it helps to solidify that, at this point at least, there isn't anything going on between Mark and Rachel, because Mark's actually interested in somebody else who works in the office, and I think that worked really well. And it's just a brief thing, but it's something that helps to show that actually at this point in the episode, or at this point in the season, there's no reason for Ross to be jealous. He is overreacting. In the interest of balance, we get Rachel being jealous of Ross as well, and I think again that was a really good thing to include there, because it shows that it's not just a one-sided jealousy. That Ross is overreacting, but at the same time, if the tables were turned, as they are very briefly when Ross has a play date with a stripper, Rachel is also jealous. So it goes both ways. This stripper, of course, brings us to Chandler's part of the narrative, which is very brief, but he's organising a bachelor party for a friend, and his giddy excitement at the pen that he got at the bachelor party, I loved. Matthew Perry gave an adorable performance, and it's so moving, so sweet. Obviously, it hits differently now, of course, but it's very entertaining, and I really thoroughly enjoyed that part of the episode as well. And then we have another fabulously iconic scene with Joy teaching the dancers the routine, and it's just incredible, and I love it. I always love when we get to see Joey either auditioning for shows or even performing in shows, because obviously he's an actor, and it's great to see him doing what he loves. And sure, he may lie about his abilities, but that gives us some amazing scenes. And Joey and the jazz hands, I absolutely adore it. This is an amazing episode. The one with all the jealousy is an absolutely fantastic episode, and it's also one of the... Actually, that's not true. I was going to say it's one of the rare episodes where pretty much every character has an important role to play, or a strong presence in the episode. But actually, Phoebe, other than bringing the purses, Phoebe's actually not in it very much, which is a shame. But when you have 6 main characters, it is hard to find opportunities to bring them all in equal measure. And of course, in this episode, it's definitely a lot more about Ross and Rachel and Joey, a bit of Monica and Chandler, and Phoebe has all of the purses. Either way, a brilliant episode with so many iconic moments. I love it. The one with all the jealousy is pretty perfect.